you can just simply add a new tab in your existing environment, and once that tab is there, it's simply a matter of a click, and you can access the self-service portal. So again, this is some of the capability that was introduced by changing that licensing model, and as you can also see, customers have the ability to access Chatter, establish chat sessions, all those types of things. So as we're looking here at the self-service page, immediately we see popular knowledge articles that had been previously registered, and based upon customers' feedback, they will bubble towards the top of the list. This is functionality that we've seen in previous versions. Also, you'll notice the service request here below. So again, in terms of searching capability, now if I wanted to search on all issues that were related to VPN or any other topic, I can do that. So for example, if I wanted to use the keyword laptop, here I'm seeing incidents that are related to laptop issues and so forth. So the search capability is one of those new features. I'd also mention the fact that there's a browse feature. So here you're seeing the category tree on the left-hand side. This can be set as the default view. So if you prefer your customers, when they log in, to immediately see this category tree, and then from here simply expand the category. So for example, here we've got hardware. I can see different hardware, laptop, printer, tablets, tablet categories. And then from that, I can see knowledge articles, but I can also see service request. And so here again, we're seeing different. We're seeing the service requests that are related to a tablet. So at this point, if I wanted to request a new tablet, I could just simply select this request and begin that registration. So again, I want to highlight this feature, even though it was the service catalog functionality was introduced in the previous spring release, summer release, but I think it's worth noting because there's quite a bit of functionality that you can introduce to your environment. So here again, a couple of different ways. You've got your popular views, which is your popular knowledge articles and request, as well as the browse capability. But again, with the tablet request, if we select this, you'll see a form that's specific to this type of request. So one of the first things we're prompting or asking the customer is, what type of tablet is it that you're looking for or wanting to acquire? Is it a Samsung? Is it Google? Is it Apple? In addition to that, we can also choose what other options there might be in terms of, do you need cellular service? Do you need a case? All those types of things right from here. And ultimately, once this request has been completed, we would allow the customer then to submit this request, or they can save it to their cart and come back to it at a later time. So again, some of you may not be using this, but I think that there's a tremendous opportunity to streamline your service offering and how you deliver services to customers. So with that, that's really what I'd like to highlight from a self-service perspective. So at this point, I'm now going to go ahead and log off as Peter Campbell here, and we'll close the Chrome browser. And now let's look at the application from the standpoint of a staff member and talk about some of the new enhancements here as well. So immediately when I log in, I have access to dashboards. Again, this is all functionality that we have seen for a few versions now, but one of the biggest enhancement, again, is the chatter capability in terms of allowing individuals to participate in the approval process through Chatter. So Chatter, aside from being a chat utility that you can choose to chat with individuals, so for example here, we can establish chat sessions and communicate back and forth and so on. But in addition to it being a chat utility, it's truly a collaboration tool. And I think for a lot of customers, it's probably underutilized. But in the sense here, what you're seeing is that we're seeing that this there has been an approval process or an approval request that's been made. The client is Peggy Olson, and we can see a description of what the request is. But ultimately, this individual or myself, I can approve or reject this request from Chatter. I could also do this through email. I also can obviously do it from the user interface within the application. But again, this is just one more means in which we allow people to stay connected and stay up to date with common tasks. So at this point, if I want to go ahead and approve this, I could add any of my comments. This is fine. And OK. And so immediately we can see that this has been approved and so forth. And in addition to that, others who might be following me, they can add comments. They can choose to like the comment or like the Chatter feed, all those types of things. So again, further enhancement as it relates to Chatter or utilizing that Chatter utility. Also, I should point out there's a new search feature within Remedyforce as a staff member. So immediately, if I wanted to conduct a search, I can just type in a keyword or a phrase and then begin to search articles. I can see incidents, all those types of things, base elements. So this is the configuration management database. And if I wanted to search the web, I have that option. So immediately from the home page, I have this ability to search, which is quite nice. Okay, so with that, let's go to our incidents and just take a quick look at some of the capabilities around incident management. And specifically, what I'd like to do is let's look here at the Remedyforce incident view. And as a matter of fact, so no real changes here, but one thing I will point out, and again, if you're maybe a couple of versions behind, hopefully you're not, but I do know that there are some customers out there. I'm certainly highlighting the new user interface that was introduced back in the summer. So this is, these are quick views or queries essentially that are showing you information that's relevant to you and to your job, and that's done through the views. So let's just create a new incident real quickly. In this situation, we're going to create an incident for Peter Campbell. So Peter specifically maybe is calling into the service desk, and from here he would like to have a new browser installed. Maybe he's wanting to use Firefox instead of Internet Explorer, that type of thing. So with that, we're going to go ahead and choose a category to register this incident. So there's our Firefox category. Would like Firefox to be okay, and I'm having a hard time spelling today, so we'll make some corrections there. And that's just a matter of so at this point, we're going to go ahead and save this request. Now that we've named the client, a couple of things. Another new feature in the Winter13 is the ability to link the CI, and this is something that you have always been able to do, but now you have the option of doing this simply through a button that allows you to see the assets that are linked to this customer. And in this situation, we're seeing both we can see links between the client and customer in Remedyforce, as well as those that are identified in Asset Core, which again is that IT service or IT asset management solution that we now have integration with. So at this point, I've selected the asset that I want to link to, and now that I have this asset linked, I have the option of performing specific actions. Now, this is, again, entirely new functionality that's made available through the integration with Asset Core. So from here, I have the ability to establish a remote control session. I can view the file system on this endpoint. I can view the registry, and I can do these things without the customer seeing it on their side. I can see the Windows events, the processes that are running, the services that are running. I can do an on-demand inventory or audit, so I can choose to audit that information, transfer files, and I also have advanced actions here. But before I install Firefox, what I might want to do here, for example, is just simply look at the inventory summary. And with that, I can see detailed information about this asset. So I can see the hardware configuration. So obviously with Firefox, we don't have too much to worry about in terms of it being a resource hog. But if we were going to install a large application, we really want to make sure there's enough memory, there's maybe enough drive space, those types of things. So I can see hardware configuration for the device. I can see the software, license unit. We even have the ability to track financial information. So again, this is all data that we're able to see from within Remedyforce that's stored in the Asset Core solution. So we can see that current book value of the asset, all those types of things. So now that I'm comfortable with the device that I might be installing this application on, we'll now go back to our CI actions and perform one of these advanced actions, which would give me the ability to execute what is referred to as an operational rule. So an operational rule might be, it's the rule set and workflow that you define within the Asset Core. And basically, at this point, I've got different operational rules to install applications. I might have operational rules to disable a mouse or a keyboard, or enable a mouse or keyboard, put a system in hibernation mode. So that's part of the power management capabilities within the Asset Core solution. So again, at this point, I'm able to, for example, deploy Firefox, and again, I'm taking more of a manual approach, but understand this entire process can be fully automated and have it go through the approval process first and foremost. Once it's gone through the approval process, then the appropriate tasks are created and executes. Now, because I've actually performed that advanced action, you'll notice a couple of things. One of which is that I've got an approval. This is automatically going through an approval process, and I have one task where I'm waiting for approval. So this installation is not going to complete until I've actually have gone through the formal approval process. Once it's gone through all the necessary steps in my approval process, then from that point, the software can automatically be deployed on that endpoint. So again, a lot of automation, a lot of new capabilities that are available through this integration with the Asset Core. And again, if you'd like to learn more information about the Asset Core, we'd gladly conduct a one-on-one product demonstration with you and explain all the capabilities of that. So a couple of things there. One other thing that I want to point out before we move along is the staff assignment details. So at this point, I registered the incident, so it just named me as the staff member. But if I were assigning this incident to another person or to another group, I would choose, for example, desktop. Okay, so that would be the queue that it's assigned to. Notice it cleared out the staff value because, one, I'm not part of that desktop team. However, if I click on the magnifying glass, I can see the staff members, in this case only one, but I can see the staff members that are associated to that desktop team.